Hello and welcome to another edition of Probe 360 right here on Lifestyle TV. On today's edition of Probe 360, we throw the spotlight on Frederick Abila, who started coding at age 14 and now the founder of Bass Chat. We have more in the following report. This is Probe 360 right here on Lifestyle TV. I am Mary Womino. In a small corner of Ghana, a dream began to form, not in a lab or a boardroom, but in the curious mind of a little boy who saw possibilities in lines of code. Growing up in Accra, Frederick was fascinated by technology. With limited resources, but an unstoppable passion and curiosity, he taught himself how to code. At just 14 years old, Frederick began his journey into the world of coding. What seemed like a phase to his parents turned out to be the beginning of a groundbreaking path.
During the lockdown, we were not all going to work. So he was using my laptop during that time. So that was the time I realized he was more into coding. We didn't know anything about it, but when we see him concentrating on the laptop, then we ask him, Freddie, what are you doing? Then he say that I'm coding. So that was the time we realized he had so much interest in coding.
Or you'll be on Pagro wa Bonte or pay phones and laptop said the mobile too, linear normal. My mom could grow up on anything be na almost laptop no any. Nti me adeba kwana misuroni say on say flood near the intino. Na me who say ote computer anymore. Any me fan spare no. We ni free ni mukura obekwa obeba no. Na ote nim. Nti me imagine say ni me jaino na fi mama mini.
For coding at the age of 14, it was out of curiosity. I was curious about the internet. I used to browse on Google, do researches, and I was like, these things are popping up, what are they meant for? So it made me curious to want to know more. So I started digging deeper, going further, and I realized there was something called coding. So through that, I was able to pick a few things off. I started by learning HTML, went on to WordPress and a whole different stuff, and then that's where it all began from. It was curiosity that made me get started on coding.
With perseverance and the support of family and friends, Frederick created Bass Chat, an innovative AI software designed to help users communicate, learn and grow. Bass Chat is an AI-powered chat software designed to enhance online interactions. It can analyze conversations, suggest responses, and provide real-time translations. Its goal is to make digital communication seamless, smart, and inclusive, as well as solving societal problems.
The whole idea of Bass Chat started when I realized PayPal wasn't working in Ghana. When I was building my first software, which was called Daily GHBAS, an e-commerce site, I had wanted to utilize PayPal as a payment system, and it wasn't available. And back then, I had very little knowledge, so I had to look for suggestions and alternatives. So after I closed that company, after I stopped working on that project, I was like, PayPal is not working in Ghana, and it's a big issue for us because why would it be open to almost every country in the world and just close its doors to us? So that's when I was like, let me try and set a challenge for myself, build something for Africans to own. So that's where Bass Chat came from. It was a challenge to myself to try and build something that we could own as Africans. Let's say, for instance, Facebook, Instagram, all these big platforms close their doors to us. We actually can't enter anything because it's probably all US-based companies. They have no linkage to Africa. So I felt like we should also try and take over this tech craze and then build our own stuff. So that's where Bash Chats began from.
Now 20 years, Frederick is pursuing a degree in computer science and engineering at the University of Mines and Technology. His school colleagues who are using his AI app are fascinated about it.
I found it difficult to meet business expertise and business professionals, but with Bash Chats AI, I've been able to gain advice, generate business needs and business ideas for various companies. Bash Chats has been a very great experience.
The students have been using Bash Chats, especially with AI, Charles. Charles has been helping me with my coding, everything, doing my projects. Sometimes I find it difficult doing research, but Bash Chats, Charles, AI help me do all the research actively.
I've been using Bash Chats for quite some time now, and I think the feature that I love most is the AI-powered Ember. It helps you with suggestions on health issues and other stuff. Like some time ago, I wasn't feeling well, so I was like, Ember, this and this is happening to me. What should I do? And I love the response that Ember gave me. I think from that time onwards, I fell in love with Bash Chats, and I've always stayed on Bash Chats.
I heard about Bash Chats in the Mohani, and I decided to try it. And then it was ultimately I used features like Charles, and then Charles has really helped me in my studies and everything. And then I've also used Ember with mental health. Sometimes you have to ask things about school, you would want to leave the school and everything. But with Ember, it advises you on what to do. And I've used Cow too for health issues too. And I really love Bash Chats.
Aside from Bash Chats making communication seamless and solving societal problems, it also has a mental health app that serves as a therapist.
Most Ghanaians never focus on mental health. We have many families neglecting their mental health because if you're a child and you go and tell your mom or dad you're having issues with mental health, they'll probably just look at you, they wouldn't even mind you. We all neglect these kind of things, and in the long term sometimes they cause a lot of issues. Most often we hear of students especially committing suicides, and most of us don't know their stories because they never had a chance to voice out. So that's one of the issues we are using Bash Chat to address, which is related to mental health.
Frederick's dream of getting a strong support system came into reality when Andrew Charles came across Frederick's project on Facebook. Impressed by his talent and vision, he reached out with an offer to support and mentor him. His goal was to empower Frederick and inspire African youth to pursue innovation.
I'd say the support from Andrew actually meant a lot to me because, as I mentioned, I was not getting any support. Initially, my parents were supporting with the hosting, but at a point they were like, it's too much and I'm not making any money out of it, so they had to cut out their funds from it, and I had to find alternatives. So I was really glad that Andrew reached out to me because he's been supporting me from day one. Currently, I'd say Andrew is he's the major contributor to Bash Chat, and he's the one usually supporting me in all these things I'm doing. Because it's quite expensive to build something like this, it's quite expensive to maintain it and all that. And without him, I'm sure I would have even had to quit at a point, because everyone could have ideas, but implementing those ideas are kind of difficult, and sometimes they involve money. So I know there are probably thousands of Ghanaians out there who have ideas, but they can't start because they actually don't have anyone to rely on in implementing any of this. So Andrew is the support from Andrew actually means a lot, because right now there are people out there who have heard of Bash Chat, and if not for him coming in, I would have probably ended somewhere and we probably wouldn't even be doing this interview. So it actually means a lot.
I have seen great thing in Fred, and the support that he has given him up to this time. We realize that he's a good person who wants to improve the life of young entrepreneurs that are coming up to become great people.
ohun broni ni mum e wasape me ba no, but me ba no anhye da amfana dwene amano because of me can say sisi social media fraud for e wo ho ne ade anything broni koso a say or wasape no ono no e chati, but na me ba no nye interesting e wo broni ni mo kosi say oti ase ma broni na oni broni ni edi nkomo nti broni ni kra na ne laptop na o use no na on said the oye na on intimi emfa ne bebre nti broni first laptop o use no broni no na etoma no nti broni no na afedie oye serious a ema data ni tua na yetua no kra no yetimi eja yetua ono na otua.
According to Andrew, he saw a great potential in Frederick and decided to give him the needed support.
Well, it was just amazing that it was a story about an 18-year-old building a social network for Africa. I thought, who's done that before? So read the article, and because it was on Facebook, I contacted him through Messenger. And to begin with, there was no response. So I contacted him again through Messenger, and eventually I was a genuine person from England, and we started doing a chat, and then we soon transferred to WhatsApp and started building a conversation. But it was just a general, I'd never read about any story of a young African at the age of 18 building something like this. It just sounded wonderful. Because he needed support, there was no one else to support him. And there was a pivotal moment, I think it was in February 2023, when there was a little WhatsApp group going around, and I was observing that, and Fred was trying to scramble together $99 to get another a software license that he just needed to do a bit more coding. And the guys on the group, there were about 30 of them, said, well, if we give $3 each, we can get Fred over the line to get the $90 or so. And I thought, wow, that's so impressive. Look, I'll help out. And then they started to chip in. And then it continued where, like Fred has said, coding takes up a lot of data on your phone, so you can soon run through lots of data. So that's when I started helping him with the data packages. And then it got to a point when his dad's laptop that he'd been using for 6 or 7 years broke down. So I helped him with that. And then there was a time when I thought, how are you coding? What sort of screen have you got to see what you're coding? And they said, well, I just use my phone. So then I said, would a second screen be helpful? And yes, so that's one of the other things I helped with. But it's generally been support through software packaging, software packages, data to keep the project running, and just talking to him every day and sort of helping him, encouraging him, lots of video calls, lots of audio calls, messaging nearly every day over the last 2 years. And it's just great to see the progress. Like you said, with building these AI chatbots, it's just wonderful, and doing it all by himself. He has got a team of interns at UMass University that are helping him, but it's still mainly down to Fred and his capability and his passion and his persistence and hard work.
Inspired by their brother, Frederick's siblings are following in his footsteps, coding, exploring, and dreaming big.
I feel happy since I know that an app was actually made in my own home, that this app can flourish, can become a big app.
I feel very excited when my brother brought up an app, Bash Chat, and some of the features of the app are Charles. I use Charles when I'm feeling bored, and Ember. Ember is it checks on your mental health care. Cow. Use Cow to check your health care. And I know of Bazzy the Bee. You use Bazzy the Bee to play games. You play games on Bazzy the Bee. You feel fun when using Bazzy the Bee. That's what I know on the app called Bash Chat.
I'm excited of my brother creating Bash Chat because sometimes it helps you to do your homework, and when you are trying to do your homework, it teaches you the answers. And the benefit it gives us that sometimes there's an AI called Ember on it. it makes you mentally and psychological fit. And also the Dr. AI on it also teaches you about the health issues you have, and it also gives you answers on how to solve that issues.
Frederick's story is a powerful reminder that there are countless brilliant minds across Ghana waiting to be discovered and supported. The real question is, how essential is it for us to inspire our children to pursue careers in technology?
Incredibly important, because early exposure to coding and tech-related subjects cultivate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity. That is why at System Robotic we've seen this, and we brought up an initiative called Catch Them Young, where we catch these students very young at the age of 5 and groom them in the area of coding and STEM so that they will be expert when they grow up. Parental role is very critical, because if a child is being supported and encouraged, I believe that it motivates them. We realize that most of the children with parental motivation are able to do more, and they are eager to do every project that we give them to do.
Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics (STEM) is experiencing rapid growth in Ghana, fueled by both government initiatives and private sector involvement. Government has come out with 1 million coders program to equip the youth with digital skills such as coding, cybersecurity, data analytics, and related fields, while the government is prioritizing STEM education to drive industrial development and equip students for the 4th industrial revolution, as well as preparing the country for a more competitive role in the global digital economy. It is equally important for government and private entities to support young innovators like Frederick, who have developed AI applications aimed at addressing societal challenges.
So it is our prayer that government should continue supporting students that are doing computer in the various schools. They should set up centers that will help students that are doing computer science and technology to improve in it. People don't have money to go to school. Government should set up a scheme that they can get money. Though they have this get fund and other things, but the initial one is difficult to get it. You get to school before you get that financial support. So government should make it open that people will be able to get finance at the early stage, so that when they get to the campus, they will be able to get their way through.
I realise that I'm doing what I can to support and mentor young Africans in Accra, but I want people like me, middle class people in the global north, to do the same. So it's very difficult, because whenever you mention Africa to, say, from my colleagues and friends back in London, there's a perception that it's war-torn and corrupt and poor and untrustworthy, and you're going to waste your money. So it's really frustrating. But I'm going to keep on trying to show people what I'm doing. One of the things that Fred and I have tried to do together is build a platform. It's in progress, it works. We haven't rolled it out yet, but it's called something called Back My Vision. And it's an app digital platform which facilitates investment from the global north, America, USA, Europe, into Africa via a really special way. I can't say much about it at the moment, but that's so my plan, my sort of dream for the future is to get Back My Vision off the ground, so that lots of other young Africans like Fred can get support via the app, financial and mentoring.
Frederick is hopeful that BuzzChat will gain the support it needs from sponsors and the government. His dream is to put Ghana on the international tech map.
In the next 5 years, I plan to see BuzzChat as a mainstream social platform where everyone in Africa would be able to interact and it becomes a household name. This has been my vision from day one, and I'm yet to see it happening. So I'll just keep on building, keep on finding new problems, trying to use the platform to solve it, and probably it will become a bigger platform and we'll be on the top one day.
Technology is no longer the future, it is the present. From artificial intelligence and machine learning to data science and digital communication, the world is being shaped by those who can speak in cryptic language using codes. Frederick's journey is a testament to what is possible when curiosity is nurtured, when talent is supported, and when the youth are given a chance to dream beyond limitations.
I'd say when you go into the tech industry, you need grit and you need perseverance. You need to keep persisting also. You can't just start and when you face a few hurdles, you decide to quit. Immediately you quit, everything becomes useless from the beginning. So one advice I'd give them is to keep pushing further. Sometimes things can get very difficult and you have no other solution than to quit. But I think quitting shouldn't be an option ever for anyone who is venturing into tech. It isn't easy, it's really difficult. I wouldn't tell anyone that venturing into tech is easy because I've faced a lot of challenges, mental health issues. When you venture into tech, you experience a lot of them, but I think that you should be able to persevere and try and push your way further and probably try and find a solution to every issue you are coming up with, because for me, I feel like every problem can be solved. So quitting is not an option. So I think no one should quit. Everyone should keep pushing forward.
We live in a digital age where innovation knows no borders. If we are to compete on the global stage, we must begin at home by encouraging our children to explore technology, by providing the tools and education they need, and by believing in their potential.
I personally am someone who gets bored very easily, and coding is a great way to turn that boredom into a great use and purpose. To anyone who hasn't started or hasn't gotten the chance to start coding, they should, because it's a great way to prepare yourself for the future.
If you learn how to code at a young age, it can help with your career in the future. You can earn a career which earns you a lot of money by making some websites and other things. So one importance of coding is that it helps you get jobs and money in future.
Every young Ghanaian with a laptop and a dream could be building the next groundbreaking app, solving real-world problems, or creating systems that change lives, but only if we support them financially, emotionally, and intellectually.
Young innovators, I'd say the biggest issue for them is exposure. Most of them build these kind of things and they probably have about, let's say, 10 to 20 people using it because they have very limited exposure and they have no one to rely on. So I think the media would be able to shed light or throw more light on these kind of things. Ghanaian media usually sheds more light on entertainment, politics, and all these kind of things. And I feel like if they were able to put in that much effort into innovators building this kind of stuff, we probably would keep growing higher. None of us would want to run to the US or UK just because they have bigger support systems for these kind of things. So I think that's one issue. When you build something and no one is discovering it and it's so good and you just can't find anyone to rely on or anyone to promote it for you, or the media is just ignoring you, sometimes it makes you lose hope and then you tend to end whatever you are doing. So I think one of our biggest issues is exposure.
With BuzzChat gaining recognition, Frederick's vision is clear: to see Africa take its place in the global tech industry. He believes that with the right support, young Africans can drive the next wave of digital transformation. The journey of Frederick Abila is a testament to the power of innovation, determination, and support. Let us invest in our youth, celebrate their talent, and build a future where Ghana is not just a consumer of technology, but a global leader in it. The time is now, the opportunity is here. Let's code our future together.
Fan of music, especially Sarkodie and PZ Esther. Their lyrics really speak to me. Overall, I'm just a regular guy trying to navigate life, learn new things, and hopefully...
Thank you for doing the watching. Watch Pro 360 every Monday at 11:30 a.m. and on Thursdays at 4:30 p.m. And on Pro 360, our core mandate is to explore issues that matter to society. Do enjoy the rest of our programs. I am Mary Womeno.